What is athleticism and how do you define it? That's the question we'll be answering in today's video. Hi, my name is James Breese, founder of Strength Matters, everyday athlete. And if you're new to the channel, it's great to have you here. This is the channel for people over 30 who want to look better, feel better, and perform better. Now, if you haven't done so already, make sure you press that bell notification and subscribe to our channel. That way we can keep making sure that we send you all the best content as we deliver it. Now, let's dive into what athleticism is. So I'll give you a little backstory about how this all came about. See, about 10 years ago when I was living in Australia, I was invited to go for a run with my ex-partner and her sister. All well and good, done loads of running as a kid, and I thought, yes, let me go and do it. But I hadn't done it for a while. Went out for a jog, 2 minutes in, I was blowing out my arse, couldn't keep up, and I was being looked at like, what's wrong with you? You're a trained professional, why can't you do this? It was pretty embarrassing. Now, a couple of weeks later, after being trying to improve my running, because I wasn't really into running back then, I was doing more powerlifting and getting stronger, I went back to playing cricket. The same thing, it was so embarrassing because I felt the most unathletic I'd ever been. It's like I never held a bat or a ball before, and I just didn't feel right. It was like, what is going on? It's like I was a complete beginner. And that's where the story of athleticism came, because it was a way to help me make this aging athlete get fitter and healthier and more athletic again. And what it turned out to be was this hierarchy of athletic development and us defining athleticism as having 10 key components. Now, the problem I came across was there wasn't really a concrete definition of what athleticism was. Now, back then I typed into Google, what is athleticism? And it came up with loads of wishy-washy answers, which led to me and the team having weeks and months of debate trying to figure out what are the components of athleticism. I call it the computer scientist in me, the logical way I like to think and create things in systems. But that's what we had to do. We're trying to define what athleticism is in tangible components. And here's what we came up with. Strength, speed, power, mental resilience, aerobic capacity, anaerobic capacity, balance and coordination, agility, stability, and mobility, and they were the 10 components. However, the problem was though, which was the most important? Which were the most important, and how do we use this in a usable, tangible framework? So this debate, this talk about what is athleticism, just led to more questions. So after weeks of debate, what we realized was all these components were extremely important. There wasn't one that was more important than the other. However, there were certain ones that could be grouped together, and that's what we did. So we came up with what we call the Strength Matters hierarchy of athletic development, where we grouped some of the components together, and we had an overarching theme of mental resilience. So this is what we did. We had layer 1, 2, and layer 3. Now, layer 1, think of it like the foundation of your house. This is what we have: mobility, stability, balance, and coordination. These are the foundations. This is what we need before we proceed to layer 2, which is strength and aerobic capacity. Then you have layer 3, which is power, speed, agility, and anaerobic capacity. And like I said before, mental resilience being the overarching theme. This is why it was important. We want to start with layer 1, get the basics in place first. Then we get to base levels of strength and aerobic capacity. And then we can work on the fun, sexy athlete stuff at layer 3. And with this system, it allowed us to focus on what was important, what every athlete and every person needed first and foremost. And it was like a checklist. Imagine like a pre-flight checklist that pilots go through in terms of fitness training. Because a lot of people just jump straight to layer 3 and they're not strong enough, fit enough, mobile enough, or have the stability or the mental resilience sometimes to handle the loads and the work capacity at that level. And this is what the hierarchy did. It created this system of athletic development that allowed us to look with a completely logical mindset and framework to define athleticism and help train somebody from starter through to elite athlete, even if they have never done any training before. Now, the debate didn't end there, because once we created the framework, we had to create assessments for the framework and eventually a scoring system for the framework to allow us to train people and assess them effectively. Now, I'll save that for another video, but I hope you've got a good insight into how we've defined athleticism, understand the Strength Matters hierarchy of athletic development, and I hope you can take away these components and apply them to your training, or maybe if you're a trainer, to your strength and conditioning business at the same time. Now, if you want to learn more about the system, there's a free download you can press on the link below. It's called the High Performance Handbook for the 30+ athlete. It goes into way more depth about the system and gives you an overview of what it is, and you can get it for free. Just click the link down below or go to strengthmatters.com/system today. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already, leave a comment down below if you'd like to have your questions answered, and I'll see you on the next video.